because the researchers told us to think about
but so you're saying, talking to her, we talked to her, we told them this.
and I think that there's some
right, and in previous occasions with this one, that this was scheduled to be released, and now it's not being released, so now we want it to be released. Well, until we want the report released. Put your back out here. You'll be responsible. You are the elected officials here. We want you to be responsible.
How would you know that? How would we know that? That's good.
Well, should we? I don't know. I already did. Okay, I think we should call it to order.
But you know, it's everybody's job to remember to stand up and speak out. I just wanted to speak truth here so that the public can understand that there's no conspiracy, there's no effort to infiltration. It's just a simple fact.
I'm not sure. Who's your reporter?
Yeah. And I hope you heard that. It's not done. For those who want to last month, secondhand information. It was my office that insisted on putting money together for the report. We've secured $50,000. We went to San Diego State, the researchers, and we asked them if they would do a study, a real study on what's going on out there with police stops. And they agreed to do it. So nobody, I think, is more interested in the outcome of this report than I am, the staff is. And as a card-carrying member of the ACLU, I am interested, too, in the interest of open government. I have a question. So last month, we explained, just one second. Last month, we explained to everybody who came to the committee that we were sorry we had to pull this item because the report wasn't done. Now, if there was a breakdown in communication, fine. But the truth is, the report's not done. The researchers at San Diego State still need another 5 or 6 months to go before they finish. They're going to go out and do interviews and things to put numbers in perspective, I guess. And when the report is released, it will be released to everybody. I'm not going to get an early look. The police chief isn't going to get an early look. All of you will have the report at the same time. That's that. And that's what
okay, we'll go ahead and get started with our press conference.
There's a misunderstanding that something is being done behind the scenes.
Press conference. We'd like to get started. We'll go ahead and get started. We'll start with David Trujillo, our advocacy director.
You can ask her. Sir, you had a question. We've had a meeting and had some conversations already, so we're going to...
But she's here, why not?
Yeah, why don't you guys dialogue with her? Why you guys just,
Because
we are here to do a press conference on behalf of the community. If you want to have a real conversation with the community, you should talk to the community directly.
I called her weeks ago. She's right there.
Good afternoon. I'm David Trujillo. I'm the advocacy director for the San Diego Imperial County ACLU. We're here today. Thank you for joining us. We're here today to ask that the Public Safety and Livable Neighborhoods Committee release San Diego State's analysis of the police vehicle stop data collected last year. San Diego Police Department, this committee, and the leadership of this city have a long history of paying lip service to transparency, but their actions have continually fallen short of their promises. In 2000, in response to public pressure, San Diego PD adopted a policy requiring collection of police stop data, but conveniently stopped the data collection after 2 short years. It wasn't until a 2014 news report discovered that SDPD was failing to follow its own policies that the department started collecting data again. Earlier this year, the Public Safety Committee voted to have the data collected by SDPD over the last year analyzed by San Diego State, a decision that we applauded. The committee's decision came after multiple presentations of data figures by SDPD that showed problematic trends, but the reports were found to be incomplete. From the very beginning, Chairwoman Marti Emerald and her staff and the committee members committed to release the findings of the report as they became available. Now that the data analysis has been completed, Chairwoman Emerald has decided to withhold findings until June 2016 without any reasonable explanation. Instead of pointing fingers at the San Diego State researchers, claiming to misunderstood the report process they signed off on, or arrogantly claiming that San Diego residents cannot be trusted to process the information in the analysis, we call on this committee to do the right thing. SDPD has made multiple presentations of the data in their partial analysis, so why is this committee now refusing to publicize this full analysis of the data? Whether intended or not, the conclusion that the public will likely draw from the decision to delay the report's release is that there is damning information contained in it. After years of playing lip service to transparency while brushing away any unsavory information, we need the members of this committee to stand up for the citizens they serve. This committee must stand up for true transparency and accountability. It is time for this committee to prioritize the needs of everyday San Diegans over the desire of special interests. We don't want any more hypocrisy. We want action. True accountability and transparency over the smoke and mirrors that SDPD and this committee have used to hide the truth. We demand that this committee make San Diego State's analysis available to the public immediately. Now we'll hear from Reverend Madison Shockley. He is the pastor at the Pilgrim United Church of Christ in Carlsbad. He brings to his open and affirming faith community deep experience in political, nonprofit, and media worlds, and has been challenging but healing voice in some of our country's thorniest dialogues. Reverend Shockley.
My name is Madison Shockley, and I pastor the Pilgrim United Church of Christ here in San Diego County. There is a movement in this country, a movement that declares in a loud and clear voice that the people will not accept lip service from politicians and police departments that routinely harass the citizens they are sworn to protect and to serve. There is a movement in this country away from obfuscation, secrecy, and toward accountability and transparency. If anyone has been paying attention these last 2 years, from Ferguson to New York to South Carolina, and now here in even sunny Southern California, that movement is still on the move, and the people still demand clarity, transparency, and openness in what's happening in our own communities. We demand that this report be released as it was originally scheduled to be. This part of the report, this statistical part, has been completed and was scheduled to be released, and no good reason except to hide the results can be understood at this point in time. This movement demands that the people who serve the populations of these communities be responsive and accountable to these communities. And that's what we're here to say today. We want the information. The people on the street know what's happening because they experience the harassment, they experience the racial profiling, they experience it every day. They already know. But this report will let the world know what's happening here in San Diego. So release the report. Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend. Also with us today is Maria Elena Morales. She is a member of the community who is directly impacted by the City Council's decision to drag its feet on releasing the racial and ethnic data analysis. She is a hardworking single mother who is currently a student at San Diego City College and who often takes the trolley to school, where she is regularly stopped and asked, "Are you on probation or parole? Are you a member of a gang?" Maria Elena serves on the board of Pillars of the Community, a nonprofit in Southeast San Diego that strives to counter the criminalization of their community through organizing leadership development and coalition partners. Maria?
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Maria Elena Morales. San Diegans, when will the elected officials be held accountable for the commitments they make to us and yet continue to break? When will they begin to carry the voices of the communities, the true faces of San Diego, who are waiting for these results to come out and for the report to be released? We have seen time after time that community voices are not being heard. I want to personally ask Marti Emerald why this decision was made in private and only discussed in a non-agenda public comment. It's obvious that our communities have not been given any consideration on this decision to delay the report release. Any information is valuable to us. Those who have been continued to be racially profiled and harassed by the San Diego Police Department. My question to you is, what are you hiding? This is no longer a conversation that we're going to continue to have, but we're going to start demanding that this report be released to us. I demand that my voice, our voices, be heard. I have continued to be racially profiled and harassed here in San Diego. I have been here for the last 5 years and have been stopped at the trolley stop. Are you on parole or probation? I've been segregated as a woman of color. We are told that there's justifications for these stops, but we need the numbers and the statistics to prove that. Do we have to wait till June 16th to prove? And how many more bodies have to be killed for this to be proved? We do not need anyone more killed. We're tired of the excuses that body cameras are not being turned on. We're exhausted with it. So we are demanding that you uphold your commitment to us and release any info that should be made available. Today I stand for myself, a mother of my children, the students of San Diego City College, and as the voice of the voiceless. Thank you.
Thank you. That concludes our press conference. We will be able to, people will be available if you want to do interviews.
Just ask her a quick question. Just ask, because we're all set up, we have to break down the lights on you and all that stuff, and I think it's easier if we all just, right? You said you wanted to ask Marti Emerald the question, why was the decision made in private? She was just here, why did you ask her?
Because she walked away, why isn't she standing here with us now? I just heard a lot of excuses, and we're tired of those excuses. As a woman who stands here, who has to fight for what I have today, my voice is more important. So why isn't she standing here? Why isn't she like the true face of our community? We are so sick and tired of people making decisions for us. We have a vote coming up. We're going to go out there and we're going to pull our people to register. As of Monday, we're going to start a declaration of students standing in unity, black and brown, dark bodies, who are going to make change. Because we are tired of being harassed, we're tired of being killed. And if you can stand in those footprints, then you have a right to ask me, when Marti Emerald, why did I ask her when she was here? Thank you.
Well, she was here to answer your question. You didn't ask her. She just left. Oh, because she left?
She left. I think more than anything, look, we've had meetings, several of us have had private meetings, gone through the proper steps of meeting with the council members, meeting with Chairwoman Emerald. We're not going to engage in the political theatrics of getting into a debate in the public. We were made promises and assurances from the very beginning that the findings of the report were going to be released as they became available, and then a unilateral decision was made to withhold those findings until June of 2016.
And real quickly, she says one of the reasons they're not being released today is because the study is not done, it's not complete. She wants to release it as a whole. It has something to do with transparency.
So that's nothing new. From the very beginning, we knew that there were going to be three phases of the report. The commitment was that the findings would become available as those phases were completed. So it's a complete backtrack on the initial promise that was made.
So you want, she wants to release it at all three at one time, and you want it one at a time?
We want to what we kept when we first started this conversation. The commitment was that the findings would be available as the phases of this report were completed. Now the phase of the full analysis of the data has been completed. It is available now. It should be made public now, which was what the original commitment was.
You mean the full data of phase one?
The full data of phase one should be available now.
So
who made that commitment in when?
So that commitment was made at the very beginning. All through this process has been made by Chairwoman Emerald and other members of this committee.
So So if you're sure phase one is done, you were assured that you were going to get released of phase one, and so for her to say it's not done is disingenuous.
That is correct.
Why do you think they're hiding? Do you think they're hiding? What do you think they're hiding? Why do you think they're hiding it?
Well, I don't know why they're not releasing it. It's a process that we've seen over and over again, whether it's this committee or San Diego Police Department, of making a commitment to transparency, and then when the time comes to be fully transparent, to be open, to have a dialogue with the community, there's backtracking and there's a change of direction. Thank you.
Thank you.